The New York Post reported on a story about a woman who had a secret bank account she was hiding from her husband. That bank account had $800,000 in it. Now, this gentleman goes to the bank, and I guess he was going to withdraw some money. And the teller tells him, hey, you know, there's this bank account that your wife has with $800,000 in it, and maybe you want to invest this money into other Chase accounts that have higher interest. Are you interested? He's like, I know nothing about this bank account.
Oopsie doopsie.
This guy had invested money in some stocks that I guess fell through. He lost a bunch of money. So he starts going to his wife and harassing her about the money. And he's like, give me $155,000 right now. I need it. So to save her marriage, she did it, right? Now that woman is suing Chase Bank for disclosing that information.
And she wants it all back plus attorney's fees.
Yes.
Now, here are the details that I ascertained from this story in the New York Post. A, the husband's a total loser. Like, he's losing money left and right. She's got to hide the money from his loser ass. Okay. And B, the wife is totally duplicitous. Okay, she's like, oh, yeah, honey, everything's going to work out. Goes, oh, no, let's not talk about that money. Let's just funnel that right away so that the loser can't get to it. Number 3, Chase is totally wrong.
Chase is wrong. You can't do that. There are, privacy issues, and you cannot disclose non-public information.
Number 4, the woman cannot get back all of the money from Chase. She's not even divorced from the guy. So what? Like, oh, you made me tell my husband, so I had to share my loot with my husband, so why don't you give me the money back? Hell no! What are you talking about, man? I mean, if they were divorced and she can't get the money back and it's not part of the marriage anymore, then we're having a conversation, right? If I'm the judge. But now, you want me to give you another $155,000 because you had to share it with your loser husband? That's your decision, not my decision.
Right.
So I have a ruling on this case, and I would be surprised if my ruling wasn't definitive.
Okay.
Okay? So my ruling is, what they did was wrong. They should pay attorney's fees for her and some sort of fine, so they don't do that again.
Right.
But returning the whole $155,000 is mental. No way. So whatever that fine is, I leave that up to the discretion of the judge in the case. Am I not merciful? And that is Justice Huger's ruling. Anna, go.
I agree with that. As far as the woman, I just think that if you need to hide $800,000 from your husband, you shouldn't be with the guy. You shouldn't. Because if you are going to make that vow to get married, come on, man, joint bank accounts, all that stuff, your life becomes one. And you have to be willing to accept that. That's one of the reasons why marriage scares me.
Okay. Well, Justice Kasparian makes such a good point, because at the end of the story, they say, by the way, that account now is up to over $1 million. She's still funneling secret money into that. Okay? And she had to sue. This is out in the public to everybody. And say, hey, honey, I'm going to go ahead and sue this bank for letting you know that I have all this money hidden from you because you're a loser. Right? I mean, how's that marriage going to work out? I got a ruling on that, too. They're definitely getting divorced at some point. Okay? This marriage is not healthy. Justice Jackson.
Well, it seems that the point they were going to have as far as not agreeing on something with this case, not as whether or not Chase did something wrong, because of course they did, because that's probably the whole part of the secrecy of it, that they don't have any right to get in their business. Now, I'm willing to challenge whether or not this guy's a loser or not. Whose money is she funneling into that account? How come he's the one who has money to put into investments? He just happens to screw them up and get the wrong ones. What if he was right? Mm-hmm. Now, maybe he's been right in the past and he did have $1 million, and she took $500,000 of that and threw it in an extra account because she likes to shop.
Let me just give you a detail. She's actually successful. She's a dentist. Okay. So I'm thinking that she's making this money.
Over $1 million?
But we don't know.
As a dentist?
No, dentists make a lot of
millions
money.
Of dollars?
Look, they do a lot of fillings, and that helps them fill up their accounts.
And she's not making millions of dollars. I mean, she has $1 million.
You have to make millions in order to put $1 million to the side. You don't have $1 million extra money unless you're making millions.
But here's the thing: if he was making money, right? If he was contributing money to this, and she was taking his money and putting it in a savings account, you think he wouldn't notice?
See, that's what threw me. But Justice Jackson, I'm willing to hear your dictum on that case. But you're right that it does not address the central ruling, and so you agree with the central ruling that Chase should pay a fine, but not the whole $155,000.
Yeah, I just don't want to paint this dude as a loser when it seems like his wife is the one doing scandalous things. And so I automatically question her character.
All right, fair
He's
enough.
not taking money and shoving it to the side.
Fair enough. You're
I mean, I'm sure if he won something, or if not won, or if his investments had worked out in their favor, she wouldn't be like, well, you can keep all that, dear.
Good point, Justice Jackson. I might just join you in your dissent on that side issue. We'd asked Justice Souter, but he's retiring, so we go to Chief Justice Godoy.
No, you guys make a good argument, so it's hard not to jump on it. So.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. 4-0. What did I told you? I told you it was going to be definitive. I nailed this one. All right, TYT Supreme Court rules. As we showed you, some money to Chase, but certainly not return the whole money. Some money to the lady, but
Woman, yeah.
certainly not the whole $155,000.